Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm updating my numbers to the drawing on April 5th, 2023. If you'd like to support my game Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, I'll be updating the game card, individual numbers, and the Powerball number with this video. Okay, so I'll explain what those are. Okay, and also with this video, I invite you to grab some paper and play along. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is where I try to eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so you can see I have 5 colors on my game card. They are red, orange, green, blue, and purple. And these represent the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Powerball homepage, find out what those numbers were, and they were the 16, 30, 31, 54, and 68. The Powerball number was the number 1, but right now I'm only concerned about these 5 white ball numbers. Okay, so you can see I put these at the top of this list. Again, it was the 16, 30, 31, 54, and 68. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some colors to it like I did here in the past. Okay, so you can see with this game card is for April 3rd, so I need to update it to the 5th. But before I do, I need to get the colors for these numbers. Okay, so the 16 was green, the 30 was orange, the 31 was blue, the 54 was orange, and the 68 was purple. Okay, so again, the 16 was green. The 30 and the 54 were both orange. The 31 was blue. And the 68 was purple. Okay, so 4 out of the 5 colors came up. And now I'm going to make this 232 color code drawings I kept track of so far. And now a 4 color combination has now come up 87 times. Okay, so now I'd like to keep track of what the majority was. Was it odds or evens? Okay, so I got even, odds, even, so it was evens. 4-1. Okay, so going back up here to the colors and what comes up the most. Okay, I want you to focus on the 3. Okay, the 3 color combination comes up the most. And what that means to me is that 2 colors are not coming up the most. Okay, so that's what I want to focus on here. Okay, so I want to try to correctly eliminate the groups of numbers that I don't believe that are going to come up. Okay, the color group. Okay, so moving on here, I need to update this card. So I'm going to get rid of all these colors and start from scratch. Okay, so my color code is right here. Here's the red numbers, the orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers in the red area over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so I started with the 16, the 30, 31, 54, and 68. The next line down is the 11, the 19, 21, 29, and 52. And the last line was the 4, the 9, 24, 46, and 66. So again, I'm going to make these red. I'll see how many I have. So I got 3, 6, 4 are 10, and 5 are 15. So I'll put 15 up here. And now I'll move on to the orange area where I'm going to transfer these 20 numbers over as orange numbers. Okay, so the 19 is taken. So I'll start with the 26, the 36, the 43 and 58. The next line down is the 15, 17, 18. and then the 4757. And the next line down is the 27, 28, 37. And then the 50, 57, and that 57 is already taken. So moving now to the last line, it's the 1. The 27 is already taken, so the 32. The 47 is taken, so the 67. Okay, so now I'll count how many I got. I got 4, and 4 are 8, 2 are 10, 3 are 13, and 3 more are 16. Okay, so now the green, the 14, the 20, the 30 is taken, the 54 is taken, 69. Then the 16, 18 are taken, so the 33. The 37 is taken, so the 50 is taken. The next line down is the 3, the 10. The 24 is taken, 46 is taken, the 63. The next line down is the 11, which is taken. The 20, 33 are taken, the 43 is taken, and the 58 is taken. Next line down is the 26, 27, 43, 61 is available. And the last line is the 2, 13, 29, which is taken. 58 and 69 are taken, so I'm going to make these green. Now I'll count how many I have. So over here I got 5, 7, 8, and 2 are 10. And now I'm moving on to the blue. Okay, so I got the 10, 16, 18. So I'll start off with the 40. The 66 taken. So the 2, 9, 28, 36 are all taken. The 53 is open. Then the 16, 28 are taken. So the 49 is open. The 51 is open. The 55 is open. And then it's the 11, 24 are taken. The 58, 66, and 67 are all taken. So the 11, 19 are taken. So I'll start with the 39, the 44, and the 65. The next line down is the 3, 17 are both taken. The 26 is taken, so the 38. 54 is taken, so I got the 8, 21, 31, 32 all taken, and the 37. Next line down, 31, 32, 54. 60 is open. Then the 17, 26, 37, 61, 65, those are all taken. The 10, 23, 23 is open. Then the 30, 54, and 65 are all taken, so I'll make these blue. And now I'll count how many I have. So I got 2, 5, 7, 10, 12 blue numbers. Okay, and that just leaves the purple. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 purple numbers. Okay, so now I'll make sure my math is right. So I got 5 10s for 50. And then I got 6 and 6 is 12 for 62. Then 64. And then 5 more for 69. Okay, so I'm all set there. So this is the game card for April 5th, 2023. Okay, so again, if you've never seen my videos before, again, I'm going to try to correctly guess what color group will not be coming up. Okay, but first I'd like to look and see. I like to try to correctly guess what the majority will be first. Will it be odds or evens? Okay, so looking back through, I like to break things down into 5 again, so it shows me that majority. And here I just had a long streak of even winning the majority, so a lot more even numbers have been coming up than odds. So looking at this, I think that this is going to be more odd numbers than even numbers. Okay, so I'm going to look at the color groups and find out which one has the most even numbers to it. And then I'll probably lose that one. Okay, so we'll start off with the red. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 15. That's not too bad. Okay, then orange, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 16. That's not very good. Okay, and then green, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 out of 10. That's not great. And then blue, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 12. That's not great. And then purple, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 16. Okay, so again, I want to eliminate a color group, but I also want to look at this and say, okay, what color is going to come up? Okay, so here I have a couple reds, right? And then I have no reds here, and then one red here, no reds. I think a red number will be coming up here. So I don't want to get rid of red. The other one that had a good ratio is the purple. A purple number here, purple number. I kind of think a purple number is going to be coming up as well. So the big thing that's kind of catching my eye here is the green. You see a green number has come up in the last 4 drawings. Then it missed one. And then it came up in the last 5 drawings after that. And then it missed one. And then another 5. And then it missed one, and then it only had 2 before it missed. So I'm thinking that this green has gone on a pretty good streak, and I'm going to say that there's going to be no green numbers here. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the green numbers off of my game card. And hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this game card over to the right. Okay, so now I'm going to pick a color that I think is going to come up. Okay, and what I mean by coming up is the green, orange, blue, or purple. Okay. So I really did like that red. There's 15 red numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these red numbers and I'm going to move them over to this list over here, right here. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing that is because, well, let me write these out first. It's the 4, 9, 11, 16, 19, 21, 24, 29, 30, 31, 46, 52, 54, 66, and 68. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that I believe that one of these numbers are going to come up, okay? So when I'm eliminating numbers and I'm knocking these things out, you know, left and right, I'll say that, hey, I don't believe that these numbers are going to come up. Okay, I have to leave at least one number on here because I think one of these numbers or even two of these numbers are going to be coming up. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. As we keep on going, we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for the game card here. Now I'm going to go to the individual numbers. Okay, so I already updated this, but I'm just going to take a look at things. So here's the winning numbers: 16, 30, 31, 54, 68. And what I did here with the individual numbers is I broke things down. I broke the 69 numbers down into 7 different groups. Okay, so here's group number 1. This is the only one with 9 numbers, of course, where the other 6 have 10 for 69 numbers. Okay, so I'm right here, right above the blue line. Okay, so what this 4 means is that it hit 4 out of the 7 groups. Okay, so that means that 3 of these groups did not have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so here's the 16, and I'm going to follow this plane right above the blue line until I see the 16. And now I'm going to make this square green because the 16 is green. Okay, and I did that with the 30, the 31, 54, and 68 all the way down as well. Okay, so how I use this is, actually I'm going to reduce this down so you can see the whole card. Okay, so how I use this and how this works with the color code is that I'm going to point out these 20 numbers right here. Okay, and I'm going to point out these 3 red numbers. Now, before these 3 red numbers, a red number hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so as I was doing my videos, I was like right around here saying, you know what, I think a red number is going to be due to come up here. It's been a bunch of drawings, okay? So, and finally it did. The 23 came up. So looking at this, when I said a bunch of drawings, I like to find out how many. So I made this big square into 5 drawings, okay, just so it's easier for me to count. Okay, so I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33, and 2 down here is 35 drawings that I was looking at saying, hey, I really think that a red number is going to be popping up here sometime soon. Okay, because, you know, it just happens all the time. Okay, so again, I like to look at this and I like to say, okay, what group of numbers do I think are going to have a hit to it? And even better, what group of numbers do I think are going to have a miss to it? Okay, because I want to eliminate numbers. Okay, so if you're playing at home, I want you to look at this and say, okay, what group of numbers do you think are going to come up, or which ones are not going to come up? Okay, so for me, I'm going to go with this 10 through 19 of not coming up. And the reason why is because since I made this out to be 5 drawings per group, I noticed that the average is 4 hits per 5 drawings. Okay, so when I see something like this where it's 5 hits, well, that's above average. So I actually got this one correct because I said, hey, it's 5, there's already 5 here. I got one more drawing within this 5 drawings, and I don't think number's going to come up, and it didn't. Okay, so looking at this, you know, it just starting out a new 5. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard to pick. But still, I'm going to go with the 10 through 19 because of how hot these numbers have been. Okay, so within this 5 drawings, you can see it came up 6 times, then 5, 5, 4, another 5. You know, it's average, 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 and then finally there's just 1. Okay, so it's, you know, you compare that to the others. And this one's pretty hot, but this one's only has 3 colors to it, you know. So this one has been just really, really hot, and I just expect it to cool down. You know, again, there's 7 of these groups, and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So I'm going to get rid of the numbers at 10 through 19 off of my game card. So I'm going to blow this back up. Hopefully you had a long enough time to look at it and make a decision for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so if I made the correct picks so far, and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so I'm moving on to the last thing with this video. I'm going to update the Powerball number. And the Powerball number was number 1. Okay, so on this side, there's 26 Powerball numbers total. So I just divided them in 2, okay? So if you see a blue number, that's low, 1 to 13. And if you see a red number, that's high, 14 to 26. Over here on the right side, I divided them into odds and evens. So if you see an odd number, it's red. And if you see a black number, it's evens. Okay, so again, I like to break things down into every 5 just so I can have that majority. And the majority here is 3 to 2 red numbers, which means high. And then over here I got 4 to 1 odds. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly do this. Okay, so now things are updated. So now I like to take a look on what kind of information I have here. Okay, so you know, I'm looking at this. I got 2 low, 1 high, 2 more low, 1 high. I'm kind of thinking that this next 5 is probably going to be to the high side. Okay, that's what I'm kind of thinking for myself. That I think it's going to be a number between 14 and 26. Okay, so over here on the right side, I got 3 odd numbers right in a row. And that happens a lot. Okay, so it went on this big run of odds. And I think that the next 5 is going to be the majority of even numbers. Okay, so I think that this one's going to start out even. Okay, so I think it's going to be a high number of 14 to 26. And I think it's going to be an even number. Okay, so it's I'm just going to look at 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and 26. Okay, so the 14s just came up. Okay, so I got 14, 24, 16, 26. Here's the 18, 22. I guess the one that I haven't seen is the 20, right? I guess that's the only one left is the 20. Well, here's the 26 anyways. So here's the 20. It hasn't come up in a while. So I guess we could say it's the oldest high even number. So I'm gonna probably go with the 20. Okay, so that's it for this video, and look for my other videos where I update my groups. Like this is my group 4, and I'll show you how that works in the next video. So okay, in closing, again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com, Decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, there's no "the" in there. It's just decodingpowerball@gmail.com. As always, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.